We are now in the midst of a very special time within the Israeli Jewish calendar. We are between Yom HaShoah, Yom HaZikaron LaShoah VeLaGvura, and Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut that will happen later this week. In Israel in the past few years there's a new initiative calling this span of days Aseret Yemei Tova, the 10 days of gratitude. Why are these days so suitable for gratitude? We'll try and answer maybe according to a Gemara in the end of Masechet Makot. The Gemara tells us that when the second temple is destroyed, Chachamim and Rabbi Akiva are going around Jerusalem and suddenly they see a fox going out of the place of the temple. As all of the Rabbanim and all of the Chachamim are crying, Rabbi Akiva is laughing. And his fellow rabbis, his fellow friends ask him, Akiva, how come you are laughing in such a time? And Rabbi Akiva responds and he tells them that now that he sees that Jerusalem is really destroyed and he knows that the prophecy of Uriah, the prophet, was fulfilled, he knows that also the prophecy of Zechariah, saying that there'll be a time yet where children and older people will sit in Jerusalem and the streets will be filled with people, that prophecy will also come true. When we look at that Gemara, I think we can ask a very interesting question, asking how comes that is a prophecy that Rabbi Akiva chooses to emphasize? Why not emphasize a miraculous prophecy speaking about Bet HaMikdash being built and about water going out from the Temple Mount until Yam HaMelach, and many miraculous prophecies that the prophets show us? I think that maybe Rabbi Akiva is teaching us to choose and to look into reality within the things that are within our control. When we look and we see a time of destruction and a time of sorrow, we can look at it and say there is nothing we can do, and we can just be depressed and upset. But Rabbi Akiva decides to do what he can do, and what he can do is be optimistic and see how the reality will change, because he believes in the prophecy and he has the ability to look into the reality within that ability. And he also chooses to emphasize this prophecy of Zechariah, which is within our control. None of us have the ability to bring alone the third Bet HaMikdash. None of us have the ability to create any of the miraculous events that some of the prophets are speaking about. But we do have the ability, and Rabbi Akiva knows that in the future we will have the ability maybe to return to a land and to have people living in the streets. And when we will see that reality, says Rabbi Akiva, not only when we see a fox come out of Temple Mount, we have the ability to see positive and negative, but also when we see the people in the streets of Jerusalem, we have the ability to see the positive or negative. You can cry and say, what, all you have, Zechariah, all of your prophecy is about people in Jerusalem? Where is Bet HaMikdash? Where is Mashiach? Or you can look at it and say, thank you, Hashem, and you can be optimistic and you can be happy about this prophecy. This time of the year emphasizes our ability to show gratitude to one another, but also to Hashem. To one another as we commemorate this week, Yom HaZikaron, and to say thank you to the families and to the soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice so we have a state and we have a country and we are safe. And gratitude to Hashem when we look into reality and we see the streets and we see the country and we see all the things that were accomplished in these 72 years, and we say, Zeh hayom asa Hashem nagila v'nismecha bo. We look at reality in its positive way. We see the fulfillment of the words of the prophet and we say thank you. We show this gratitude to Hashem and we celebrate it one with the other. And hopefully in this time we can all say, first of all, thank you to Hashem, and second of all, look within our life, what are the things that we can take control of, view them in a positive eye, and be thankful for to Hashem and to our family and community. Let's celebrate these days and commemorate these days together as a grateful community.